Can you try again? I pressed the unmute button on here.
Mic check. Let's see. All right, there we go. We good to go. All right. Go ahead and clap it up. All right, Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. This is Tuesday, the Brotherhood class, where we're going to talk about these riches. You can't take them with you. A lot of our people are being destroyed because they're trying to get rich. They're trying not to lose their riches. They're trying not to feel like they are poor in this world that we're living in. And we stop understanding the true goal. The true goal is to not put materialistic things in front of God. The true goal is to follow God, follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, and put the treasures of heaven first. We got to make sure that we are good when it comes down to our Father, not the world. Now, am I telling you to go be poor on the side of the street? No. But I'm telling you, don't put riches and trying to be rich and trying to have all this money before your God, before the 12 tribes of Israel God, the Black and Hispanic and Native Indians God. Like, you have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments and do them and teach people to do so that way the treasures of heaven are secure. We all want the kingdom. That's what everybody say all the time. They want the kingdom. How do you get the kingdom? Getting the kingdom is by doing the will of your Father, not sitting here and trying to be the biggest known celebrity in this world. So what we got to worry about is what these scriptures is telling us. So let's go to the scriptures, man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 4. Once you got it, go ahead and read it for me.
Testing. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Read it one more time and read it a little bit slower.
Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
What does that mean? Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
That means whatever material possessions that you have right now, that's not going to matter when Christ comes back.
When judgment day happens and them skies crack open, do you think that your riches are going to help you in that time?
No.
And the scripture right here proves it. It says riches profit not in the day of wrath. What's the next one? What's the next? What's next after that? It says, but what?
But righteousness delivereth from death.
But righteousness delivereth from death. Right there, that's letting you know, cut and dry, period, point blank. These riches and materialistic things that we are so caught up on in this world, trying to make sure that we have, trying to make sure we've strayed and all that. These materialistic things is not going to do us any good on the day of judgment. Like, you have $100 million in the bank account. What is that going to do for Christ when he come back?
Nothing.
What is that going to do when you got to stand up and give a test for how many times you stepped on everybody else to get those riches? The Lord is watching, and the angels is keeping note and record. You think that they care that you have $100 million in the bank, but you ain't never helped out your community? Every time your brother or your sister's asking you, okay, well, help me get there. Help me so that way we can build a compound and have all our people safe. You never put your money towards anything besides your selfish needs. You think that's going to help in the day of wrath? You got all these riches, but you're selfish. The Lord is not pleased with that. You think the Lord is happy that his child has all these riches in this world, but yet don't share, don't help, don't do his will, still eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, getting over on his brothers and sisters just so that way his money stays good and their money is being taken? You think the Lord is happy with that? You think he feels like you're doing his will by having all these riches and screwing over your people to get it? We have to understand, man, these riches and materialistic things that we are saving on this earth, that we are putting above the Lord, that's not going to help us in the day of wrath. That's not going to help us when the Lord comes down here and he's going to be like, hey, show me what you've done for me. Show me. Oh, well, Lord, I got $100 million. Okay, but how many people did you steal from to get that 100 million? How many people did you hurt? How many families did you take money and food off of their tables for you to have that 100 million? Well, I didn't really take an account for it. Yeah, you don't take an account for it because your mindset is on greed. Your mindset is to purely be about yourself. But you got to understand that your riches is not going to help you get into the kingdom of heaven. It says your righteousness delivers you from death. Righteousness. That means you sitting here putting these laws, statutes, and commandments before anything else. You sitting there helping your brother, helping your sister. If you have it, then you give it to them. Why do you give it to them? Because it's not yours in the first place. It's all about brotherhood and sisterhood. You do what you can for your people. That's what you're supposed to do. Let's drop there. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, and let's start at verse 7.
All right. The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.
Understand this. It said, we used to have the old saying, naked in the world that I came and naked in the world I should leave, right? The Bible just said, for when you was brought into this world, for we were brought into this world with nothing. Salakia. For we brought nothing into this world, and certainly we should carry nothing out. That's the same saying. It's letting you know, bro, the same way you came into this world is the same way you're gonna leave this world. You didn't come into this world with that Rolex. You didn't come into this world with that Bentley. You didn't come into this world with that mansion. And when you leave, you're not gonna get to have that Rolex. You're not gonna get to have those type of things. You ain't gonna have that Bentley. That Bentley ain't getting buried with you. Like, you ain't getting buried with the Bentley, so the Bentley will go up there to what y'all think is heaven up in the sky. No. When you gone, you gone. All these materialistic things are now going to be sold or given to your family. This ain't gonna be something that you just hold on to. So you need to be mindful of that. Keep reading. What else does it say?
Verse 8. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Understand this. What we have to learn how to do is what verse 8 said. When it said, and having food and raiment, let us be there with content. See, a lot of times we stop being content with the blessings that we have because we see people have other things that we want. Like if you're able to pay all your bills, if you're able to make life easy as possible, be content with that. Be content with not struggling. You don't have to sit here and be rich to not struggle. You don't have to sit here and have all the things in the world that you want and need and all that for you not to struggle. The Lord can make it where you have a job that pays you good enough. You're still able to do the work of the Lord. You're still able to provide for your family and do everything that you need to do. But you want to know something about us? As the 12 tribes of Israel, we're never content with what we have. And when I'm speaking about myself, because before I got into the truth, I was not content. I didn't realize how good I had it until the Lord took it from me. I was able to make sure I paid all my bills. I had a car that was paid off. But you know what? I still wasn't content. I wanted more. Just because the car ain't the best and fastest car, but that car helped me through my time of being poor. That car helped me through the time of me having to move multiple times. I was able to put a lot of stuff in my car, but I wasn't grateful. I wasn't content. I wasn't okay with where I was. I wanted more. To the point where what do we do as the 12 tribes of Israel when we want more? We start overdoing things. We start thinking of how I can get it. And if I need to get it, okay, do I want to do it the easy way or the hard way? Because a lot of us go to get that quick money. A lot of us go to, how can I do this? How can I do that? Right? And now we start putting ourselves in bad positions because we're trying to get more, but we're not doing it in the right way, in the right manner. And because we don't do that, and because we're not content, what does verse 9 say?
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
They that what?
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Why did the Bible say, and they that will be rich falls into temptation and snares?
They're after their own passions, whatever the world tells them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's selling themselves in terms of prostitution or following after trends or scamming.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what our people fail to realize, right? Our people fail to realize that a lot of times, because we don't sit here and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we put ourselves in a lot of bad positions. We put ourselves in harmful positions because we don't listen. We don't do what we're supposed to do. We do what we feel like doing. We do what comes easy to us. So if robbing comes easy, what do our people do? They go out and rob because they're trying to get more money. They're what they have is never good enough, so they got to go get more. What else do our people do trying to get rich? They go do what? Go gambling. What else do they start doing? Our people start selling drugs, selling narcotics and stuff like that. What else do our people do? They sit here, prostitution. But it done got so crazy now that people that's prostituting don't even know that they're prostituting. Our brothers and sisters don't understand that if you're doing something, any sexual acts, so that means being a stripper in a strip club. That means doing private dancing. That means sitting here giving fellatio I mean, sitting here and doing OnlyFans, selling pictures and nude photos of yourself. Any sexual act that you are transferring with someone for money, that's prostitution.
And if I may, sir,
Go ahead.
like you mentioned earlier, even women who go out on dates, they might have a nice meal
Yeah.
and go home with a man. So
A lot of times our people are prostituting themselves and they see it as, I'm trying to get what I can get out of this person. What can I get out of this person? Fail to realize that you're using someone. You're using somebody for the money that they have. And you wonder why people go crazy. Somebody that does not want to be used or have been used, they snap because what? They feel used and abused. Because you're trying to get riches. So now you're dealing with somebody being crazy as hell. And you like, how can I get away from this person? Like, we have to be more mindful and more content with what the Lord is providing with us and providing to us. So that way you don't put yourself in crazy positions and crazy predicaments. That's a reason why people being unalived in the streets. Because of drugs. Like, we in Houston. Houston has some streets that you can go down to and you'll see nothing but prostitution. I used to live on Bissonnette. I lived in apartments on Bissonnette. There was a sister that got unalived by her pimp on Bissonnette. Pimp ran her down, beat her up. She tried to run away. He got in his car, ran her down, and ran over her with his vehicle. We put ourselves in a lot of foolish, foolish and hurtful lusts. We put ourselves in a lot of bad positions and predicaments because of money. We got to be careful of what we're doing. Stop trying to put money first in your life. Because putting money first in your life will have you in these predicaments. It'll have you in some snares and traps. And that's why the Bible is telling you, bro, the same way you came into this world with nothing, you're going to leave here with nothing. So what you got to learn how to do is be content. You got to learn how to be okay with getting by and not struggling. You don't have to go above your means, and you don't have to sit here and settle for the bare minimum, but you don't have to go above your means to the point where you start doing a lot of dumb things. Putting yourself out there to the point where you can get hurt. This world we live in, we know is given into the hands of the wicked. This world that we live in is full of people's crazy lusts. Why do you think we're dealing with pedophiles? Adult liking little kids. Why do you think we're dealing with people of the alternative lifestyles? Because 9 times out of 10, majority of them people got touched at a young age, and now that's just what they like. Why do you think all these celebrities is going to jail now from having these parties and the Epstein files and all these things that's going on? Because they're so rich that they feel like they're above the laws that God has. Understand when the Bible says, but they that will be rich fall into temptations and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. That's verse 9. You don't see how people are drowning in destruction and perdition? You don't see how people are being destroyed because they're trying to be rich in a world that has nothing but wickedness that go along with it. To be rich in this world, you have to be wicked. You have to go against God. That's the only way to be rich in this world. I ain't talking about the riches in heaven. I'm talking about rich in this world. There's very few people that are rich in this world that haven't done something to get those riches. There's a lot of people that if you really go back and look at their lives, they'll tell you that they did some things that they're not proud of. A lot of them. So understand, you have to be content. You got to be okay to not have certain things. Because if you're not content, you'll find yourself in a lot of hurtful and foolish lusts to get riches. Keep reading. What does it say in verse 10?
Verse 10. For the love of money is a root of all evil.
For the what?
For the love of money is a root of all evil.
Now I have a question. In this scripture, did it say money is the root of all evil or for the love of money?
For the love of money.
Why did the Bible specifically say for the love of money is the root of all evil?
To make a difference between just having money, which is fine, but if you put the love of money before everything else, including God, that's where you'll go wrong.
Exactly. Perfect answer. That's why it says for the love of money. See, when people love something, they'll do something for it. Like you have you got a wife, right? If somebody tried to hurt your wife, what are you gonna do for the woman that you love?
I might take a life.
You're gonna do whatever it takes. If it means destroying this whole world, you're gonna do whatever it takes to protect her, right? Same thing that any man would do for his child. You have children in this world, I'm gonna tell you now, if you have a child and you're a parent, if somebody does something to your child, your niece or your nephew, anybody that you say you love, you'll do unthinkable things, unspeakable things to vengeance, like to have vengeance for them. Because you don't want nobody to touch them. You don't want nobody to hurt them because you're protective over them, right? That's the same thing with people when it comes down for the love of money. People will do some unimaginable things for money. That's why it says for the love of money is the root of all evil. Because there's some people out here that do some crazy things. There's women and men out here getting trains ran on them, getting pegged and all for money. There's people out here that's putting themselves in penitentiary chances, sitting here rolling around in cars with nothing but dope in them, all throughout the whole vehicle, trying to get the pack back to the trap house. There's people out here unaliving other people for money. For the love of money, people will do crazy, unimaginable, unspeakable things. And that's why for the love of money is the root of all evil. If you love money more than you love the Most High God, if you put that mindset forth, well, you'll start doing the wrong things. Because you're going to put God in the back burner for you to go make some money. And the Lord should never be in the back burner. You got some more on that?
We'll read verse 11.
No, keep reading verse 10. It says, for the root of all evil.
Correct.
For the love of money is a root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Understand this. Do you know what that's talking about when it says they erred?
That you lose yourself in terms of following after the commandments.
Right. They have erred from the faith. And then it says they have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So because you putting everything before God and money and all these things, bro, you have forgotten to even thank the man upstairs for giving you another day to breathe, another day to walk. Bro, do you know that there are so many things that we are ungrateful for, that if it was taken away from us, do you know that we will start really thanking the Most High for what he's really given us? We so caught up on money, but you didn't even realize that you still got 10 toes, that you can feel your toes, you can feel your fingers. There's some people that can't do that no more. You was able to sit up. There's some people that can't sit up. You was able to, we're able to talk. Some people can't talk. Some people can't walk. Some people can't move their arms because their arms are gone. They don't have arms anymore. Some people can't even see. They're blind. Some people can't smell. Some people can't do nothing. Some people, every single day, they are vegetables. We're not walking around here, it depends, but there's some people that are. There's some people that they'll never be able to walk again. They'll never be able to talk. They'll never be able to sit here and go to the bathroom for themselves. They got to be changed every day. But we're so caught up in, I got to have money. I got to have these riches. I got to have this. I got to have that. That we don't realize, oh, you blessed. And the blessings that you really have, bro, you really and truthfully don't even, you can't even imagine with not having them. Stop trying to put the materialistic things of this world and money before God, before he start taking things from you that you never know that you miss or would miss so much. We have to be more content with what we have. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Keep reading.
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Understand this, man. What we got to learn how to do is stop worrying about these things that's in this world. Because us trying to be the flyest people on the face of the earth by trying to have all these Rolexes and Gucci bags and Fendi bags, Go bags and all this, what they call them, Go Yard bags and all that, like, you're putting yourself to be a target. You don't think somebody see you with that Lambo and every time you step out, you got the Cartier shades, you iced out on the neck and on the wrist, you got the new Balenciagas or the McQueens on your feet, you got $5,000 pair of pants on with the V-long shirt. You don't think people are clocking that? You don't think that people are seeing you? Like, we got to learn how not to lay up the treasures of this earth. Because laying up the treasures of this earth is going to have a target on your back. Learn how to get the riches in the kingdom of heaven. The Lord already chose you. The Lord gave you something that he didn't give nobody else. He gave you the most valuable thing when you were born of the 12 tribes of Israel. He gave you the blessings. He sat here and said, you know what? You want something of value? I got something of value. You're my people. You're my chosen people. according to the scriptures. You're my chosen few. I didn't choose you because you were many, but I chose you because you were few. I chose you because you're the people I want. That's more than any dollar amount. But we don't see it as that. We don't understand that what we got in this Bible and the Lord teaching us and sending priests and prophets to tell us that, you know what? Ye are my chosen people. And the only thing I need you to do is hearken diligently and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. And I will set you on high above all nations on the face of the earth. Bro, don't that sound like riches to me? What you got?
If I may, sir, like what you said is just so profound, because I could have never imagined in all my life, because I grew up in the Catholic Church, and thankfully I'm out of that now.
Right.
But I would have never imagined that I'll be called Judah one day, and I have the promises of God that any, $10 million house, the Porsche, the Cadillac, the Benz truck, that's really worth nothing in the face of the promises that God has laid out for me, as long as we do His word. And that word is not grievous. In any example of sin, especially if you watch like an elder, an old man who can't control his lust, a man who's greedy. Those are bad examples. So God's really just trying to protect us. And I thank Him for that.
Brother, let me tell you something. There's so many things that we really overlook because we don't really have too much understanding on. Like, before we knew about this school, before the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we didn't know how important it was to know about the blessings and the curses. We didn't understand that, bro, just being a part of the 12 tribes of Israel gave us the upper hand. Now, it also put a target on our back. But the reason why I put a target on our back is because these heathen nations, those oppressors, those people that are enemies unto the 12 tribes of Israel, they know what kind of riches we really have. And these riches ain't got nothing to do with materialistic things. These riches are heavenly riches. Why do you think that they unalive us? Why do you think that they're teaching our children to be like them?
I think I have an answer, but jealousy. Jealousy is a big part of it.
It's definitely jealousy because they can't have it. It's not, for the first time, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have something that everybody can't have. Because everything that we've had in this world, your oppressor has either taken it from you, found a way to try to enjoy it with you until they take it all, or stood in the way for you not to even get it. But this is one thing that they can't take from you. The only way that they can take this from you is by utterly destroying your mental mind and telling you to never find the truth out. I thank the Lord for the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I thank the Lord that there's priests and prophets that still go out in this world, go on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and actually out on the streets that's teaching the word, that's saying, come out and hear my people. Gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired, because the Lord called you a royal priesthood according to Deuteronomy. He said that you are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation, a peculiar people unto Himself. That's not everybody. That's to Himself. He's selfish when it comes down to the 12 tribes of Israel. But we have to learn how to be selfish as well when it comes down to following the law, statutes, and commandments and teaching our people to do so. Not trying to teach everybody, because everybody is not going to get the kingdom. Shoot, there's some of the 12 tribes of Israel that's not going to get to see the kingdom. because of how we live now. The things we're doing now. The things that we're putting up before our God. We got to learn how to love ourselves. We got to learn how to love one another and choose the Most High God. Because when you don't know how to do that, you are going to hurt yourself. Like, we have to understand that we can't take these treasures with us. And the only people that taught you to think about those treasures are enemies. The only people that taught you how to sit here and love all these things before God is nothing but your enemies. And they want to destroy you. They want to take these things from you. They want to take the kingdom from you because they know for a fact, if I can destroy this person, if I can make this person think about money before God, I'll never have to really and truthfully deal with it. I will always have one up above it. Come on in, brother. It's all good. We good. Come on in. We got to understand that, man. And we got to be aware of those people. We got to be aware of those people that have us thinking like that. All right. You know what? Let's drop that. Let's go to SHABATH. Go to the book of go to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 8, in the Apocrypha.
That's Ecclesiastes, right?
No, in
Oh, excuse me.
in the Apocrypha.
Okay, what's chapter
7.
7, verse 8?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 8. I preferred her before the scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her.
Keep going.
Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands.
Understand this. In the Wisdom of Solomon, Solomon is saying that he valued wisdom above the riches, the kingdoms, the precious stones, because the true blessings are through wisdom, is accompanied by wisdom. And wisdom is by following the law, statutes, and commandments. Wisdom is here only in the truth of the Bible.
Right.
If you sit here and think that all these other things is so precious, it's so valuable, bro, then you are going to be lost. Nothing comes above God in the wisdom that he has for you in this Bible.
Right.
That King James 16:11, bro, I'm telling you, if you start reading that Bible and you start getting the breakdowns from this truth, brother, you start really understanding how to live life more abundantly,
right,
being more content with life, not trying to put riches and these things that really don't matter to God before God. God don't care about you hitting that parlay. God don't care that you just went to the casino and hit for 100,000. God don't care about that. You want to know why? Because what are you going to do right after?
You gotta spend it all.
You spend that. What? Brother, you child. That's for real though. What you gonna do is just spend that. You ain't gonna care about nothing. You ain't gonna care about nothing else. The only thing you gonna think about is what that song say about Young Miami. You just gonna spend that. You gonna go to clubs. You gonna go. Some people might pay a little bills. Well, but majority of that you gonna change your whole lifestyle. Now all of a sudden you went from wearing from Nikes. Now your whole closet got McQueens in it. Oh no, I can't do Nikes and Jordan no more. Now it's Balenciagas, Gucci's, and McQueens. Yeah, man, I only had I got the craziest thing. I done seen it happen so many times. You get $100,000 and all of a sudden, yeah, that Toyota Camry that you only had about $5,000 more left on, what you gonna do?
You're gonna buy a Mercedes.
You gonna go take that mug, you gonna take that mug to that car lot, and you coming off the lot with something new.
Right.
A new bill. Brother, we don't understand that wisdom is way more important than us having all the riches of this world. Because why have all that money when you don't know how to spend it properly? What you got?
Slack, I just wanted to make a point to say, most people that win the lottery go broke within a few years.
Hey, bro. That's right. Like I ain't, and I hate to even do it to this person. You remember that Anthony Edwards situation, right? You remember Anthony Edwards? He decided he was gonna calculate all that money and how much he was going to pay over 18 years and dropped it all in one day, right? Right. Did y'all hear about what happened a little bit after that? Y'all didn't hear that the female was talking about, she wanted more money from him because she was spending that money for the child. But now you was using that money for your lifestyle.
Right.
Like, we got to be careful of that.
Exposed.
Like, we got to be careful of that. Because look at what happens when you don't lead with wisdom. Everything that you gain, you quickly lose. We got to do better as a people. Look, we as a people have to not only understand what we have, what we were given. We were giving an opportunity. Like, we have to separate ourselves. What you got, right?
It's like if I may say, what you're saying is heavy. Because the reason why we don't have the kingdom right now is because we are now wise enough to maintain it.
Right.
We're not wise enough to deal with an inheritance.
Right.
Because when the Lord tried to give us something, we did not appreciate it. So now we have to go through bitter wisdom and really, so we can really appreciate it once we get it.
Exactly. And that's the part. That's the part about it. Our people don't really understand. Like, we're caught up in a lot of things,
right? Because
we don't have the wisdom, and it's not because we can't get the wisdom.
Right.
It's not because we're too dumb or stupid, because we're not. We're very smart people. We're so smart that when we learn the truth, most of the times our people decide to what? Actually follow it. But because we were put into a place and put into a world that never wanted us to fully understand what the truth was, now we're just trying to catch up.
Right.
But go to the book of Deuteronomy for me. I want to do Deuteronomy chapter 5. No, chapter 4, verse 5. Shalom. And this is going to go based off of what you just said, Bronco. What you said and how you said it was perfect. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Therefore, keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
See, understand this. We were told, our ancestors were told, look, behold, I have taught you these statutes and judgments. I have taught you right from wrong. I have told you, if you do this, you get this. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. Because God commanded him to. You know who they're talking about right here in this time? Who taught the people the law, statutes, and commandments? Exactly. Moses. Moses is telling the people, hey, behold, I've taught you. I've taught you. So now, if we talking like how we talk nowadays, Moses said this, hey fam, let me tell y'all something. I was told to teach y'all right from wrong. I was told to teach y'all that these things is for you, these things are not for you. Don't sit here and serve these other guys. Don't sit here eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Don't sit here celebrating these other pagan people and all these so-called kings in this world. Don't sit here and bow down to them, because you only got one God, and the one true God is the person that you serve. I told y'all this. Matter of fact, my father, God told me to tell y'all this. So I told y'all this as God commanded me to. That's what Moses said to the people. And then he backdoored and says that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. So wherever you go, understand this. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and do so. Verse 6 says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of nations. What is your wisdom and understanding?
Keeping the commandments.
Following the law, statutes, and commandments. Right. It says that we went to possess it. What is possess? What does that mean?
It means to retain, to take.
Exactly. So the land that you about to go take, the land that's about to be yours, keep therefore and do the law, statutes, and commandments, because this is your wisdom in front of the nations. And it says, in your understanding, in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. What you got at?
So like, if I may, right now, they looking at us like this cannot be those people that the Bible is talking about. Bro. They look at us in our condition and they see the things that we go through day to day, and they see the lifestyle that we live and frown upon us. You know what I'm saying? That this cannot be the Lord's chosen people.
Brother, you want to know something? You want to know what's crazy? I'm gonna go to it real quick. Brother, you do it all the time, brother. All right. Nah, man. We're gonna go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Let me see. Which one do I want? Go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Go to the chapter 12, and we're gonna start at verse 11.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 11. Mm-hmm. Though he humble himself and go crouching.
Matter of fact, start at verse 10. We're gonna go to verse 10, and then we're gonna work our way down.
Never trust thine enemy.
It's never do what?
Never trust thine enemy.
See, brother, like what the brother brought out. See, we were supposed to be the people that these other nations see and it was going to show them that how wise and understanding of the people we are
Right.
if we would follow our wisdom, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
But because we're not following our laws, statutes, and commandments, but yet we're following our enemies, we are looking like, what's the best way to say this? I ain't gonna say it dumb. We are looking very uneducated. We're looking like idiots, unruly people, because we're trusting people and trusting their teachings and their cultures. And the Bible is telling you to never trust them. Never trust your enemies. Well, y'all both got something? Go ahead. Michael, go first. And then, come on.
So if I may, sir, what you said about that is very true. But what's funny is when we try to participate in those bad activities, we get punished 7 times more.
Brother, you want to know why we get punished? Because it goes all the way back to what we talked about earlier. The Lord chose us. Just think about it like this. The Lord had multiple different kids, right? But he said to these set of kids, just think about it like you had 5 kids, right? But you know, one of your kids, he thinks a little bit different from everybody else. So he has specific rules because, you know, he'll go all the way out there for his people. So you be like, look, when them street lights come on, I want all of y'all in the house. You know what? Hey, you, little boy, the youngest of all, understand this. When them lights come on, you better be in this house. I ain't gonna say that no more. What's gonna happen when the older kids don't come in when the street lights come on, compared to that young one that wasn't really supposed to be out there, but he was out there because his siblings was out there? What's gonna happen? What you gonna do to all the kids when they come in after the street lights come on?
Yeah.
Everybody gonna catch it, but who gonna catch it the worst? Who gonna catch it the worst? The person that you had that extra conversation with. I don't care what none of them do. You better make sure your little behind back up in here at this certain time. See, that's kind of like how God is with us. God sat here and said, well, you know what? Hey, y'all children, you know, y'all all came. Yeah, all right. Judah, Levi, Benjamin,
Right.
Naphtali, Gad, Reuben. Y'all better make sure that y'all doing what I said do.
Right.
Because if y'all don't, it's gonna be a misunderstanding.
Right.
And we were looking at them like, well, what about Esau? What about Moab? Like, what about Ham? Ham, why they ain't getting the switch? Because what I tell you, you
Right.
worried about the wrong things. But because they told you to stay out, it's okay to stay out past, you think it's good, you think it's sweet. So now I got to show you why you have to follow my laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why we deal with so much. That's why we get hurt worse compared to everybody else, because we were given the blessing. What comes with that blessing is strict rules. And if you don't follow them, you get penalized. Hey, strict program.
Right.
What you got, Igor?
So like I said, I got a precept to back up everything that you just said, sir.
What you got?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth.
Because he does what? He does what?
For whom the Lord loveth.
Because the Lord loves you. What else does he do?
He chasteneth.
Understand this. The Lord is letting you know. Look, I love you. And I love you so much, I'm going to make sure that you understand what happens when you don't show love to me. So this is why we got to understand to do what the Bible says. Never trust your enemy. Never trust your enemy. You got some more, brother? What you got?
Kind, sir, if you don't mind, can I read to 8?
Go ahead, brother. Do what you got to do.
Come. And scourges every son whom he receiveth.
And does what?
And scourges every son whom he receiveth.
Keep going.
Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons.
If you do what?
God dealeth with you as with sons.
He says if you sit here and understand what's going on and taste the chastening, he dealeth with you as son. He deals with you as son. Keep reading. What else does it say?
For what son is he whom the Father chastens not?
So who is the child that the Lord does not chasten? He's telling you, if I chasten you, if I correct you, and you deal with the correction, then you are my child. Because the only people I deal with is the people, only people I deal with is the people that I love enough to correct. Keep reading. What else you got? I think he just finished studying.
Verse 8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
They are what?
Bastards and not sons.
Understand this. If you're somebody that cannot take the Lord's correction, then you'll be a bastard and not his child. And that's what those other nations have shown themselves to be for time and time. They have shown themselves to be bastards. They've shown themselves to not accept the Lord's judgment, not accept the Lord's correction, because to them, their God is not the same God that we serve. Their God is the God of YOLO. You only got one life to live, and live it to your fullest. So you can go ahead and snort that whole line of cocaine. You can do that. You want to know why? YOLO. That's the God of the heathen nations. But you know what your God said? If you eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you know what you get? Cancer, high blood pressure. If you sitting here and eating crawfish and shrimp, crab, and lobster and all this other stuff, you know what else you get? High blood pressure, hypertension. Because you are not listening. When he gave you those blessings, understand that there was blessings and curses. So stop trusting everybody to teach you about your God.
Right.
Because we don't serve the same God. That's why the book of Ecclesiastes said, never trust your enemy. Michael, you got something, and then I'll go back to you, bro. I got you, bro. Hold that thought, brother. Hold that thought.
Just to follow on your point, and why America is spiritually ancient Rome. There's a school of thought called hedonism. It comes from the ancient Greek word hedon, which means pleasure. And I just bring that up to say it's that YOLO mentality.
Yeah.
You just do what you want, live how you want. You could have sex with a donkey,
brother. That's the world we're living in. Right. This is the new age Sodom and Gomorrah. Hey, brother, that was perfect what you just brought out, brother. Perfect. What you got out?
It's a lot of our they've been reading this Bible longer than we have, and they still have not been able to break down and understand the scriptures therein. That's how you know the wisdom of the Lord was not given unto these people.
Exactly, because you know what? Certain people don't understand what a snake is in the garden. Right. Some people don't understand what the snake is in the garden, because I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was in the church, you know what they told me the snake in the garden was? A real snake, coiled around the tree, coming to talk to Eve in her neck with the tongue out like you understand what I'm saying? Bro, these are the people that we're trusting. These are the people that we are being taught how to be rich from. and what riches really is. Like, do y'all not understand that we're learning culture? We're learning Black history from Edomites. You understand? That's why the Bible says, never trust your enemies.
Right.
Now that we know it said never trust your enemies, go down to verse 11. What does verse 11 say?
All right. Sirach chapter 12, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Understand this, man. It says, and the rest of verse 10 was saying that for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. Understand this. Your enemy is going to show himself.
Right.
Just like iron rust. Iron doesn't show rust right off the rip. It shows it over time. So is the wickedness of your enemy. And yeah, what it say? Though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take a good heed and beware of him. Yeah. Sometimes your enemy gonna do one of these numbers. He gonna crouch down. He gonna go ahead and put his stuff in the back burner for a little while. Just like a good little, oppressor will do every now and then. He'll take a back burner real quick, just so that way he can find a new way to destroy you. Keep reading. What does verse 12 say?
Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith.
Understand this, man. You can't sit here and be with your enemy. Because what did it say right there, Michael? Right, give me a summary of what you just read. What did it say?
Don't be all buddy with your oppressor, with the oppressor.
Don't be all buddy with the oppressor. Why?
Because they're gonna look to overthrow you one day.
He's looking to take your place. Like a lot of times we stop at Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. That's good enough. But if you read 11 and 12, it lets you know, man, your oppressor, he is a pure wicked individual. So are them Edomites, them Hamites, them Moabites, Ishmaelites, all of them. What you got, Mike?
Just as an example, it happens all the time in business.
Yeah.
Whenever, a brother will start a business, they might have like a white advisor who, picks up the business, a lawyer sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That lawyer over time will start to, claim more and more of the business and shut that brother out.
Exactly. What y'all got?
So like if I may, you can see it now, like how he's so-called the American and he's not an American.
Exactly.
Like he's the $5 Indian right now.
Man, understand this, brother. Go ahead. You got it out. Go ahead.
So like if I may,
Yeah.
we've been trying to befriend these people for over 500 years, and where has that gotten us? This is a one-sided friendship. We've been trying to integrate and get along with these people, and it's like trying to mix water with oil.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen. But if I could add on one more thing about that rust. See, the only thing that cures rust is fire.
Oh, that's where you gonna leave it at? The only thing that can cure rust is fire. And you absolutely right. Huh? You want to know something, man? What the brothers just brought out was so heavy and right on and righteous, bro. Like you see it. You see it in Wall Street. You see it in businesses. You see it right now. Because your enemy has hidden himself in the midst of you. He's saying he's the $5 Indian. He's saying that he's an American, even though his people were what? They were not in this land at first. They were illegal immigrants. They did not have their green card to come over here. Because this land over here was the Gadites, Issachar, for the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You want to know something else? Let me show you some more about your enemies who y'all trusting to show y'all how to make money, and you're trusting them to teach y'all about the Bible. What else does it say about your enemy? Go to verse 16. What does Ecclesiastes 12 and 16 say?
Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Wait, read that one more time. It says your enemy does what?
Speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
What? Now, am I tripping? Or is what the Bible just said about your enemy what we're seeing in this day that we're living in right here, right now? The Bible was written years and years and years and years and years and centuries ago. But what it's saying right here is still true to this day. Your enemy speaketh sweetly to you. Oh, your enemy know how to be a smooth talker. And it says with his lips, but his heart imagineth how to throw you in a pit. Is that not what we deal with? When you start up these small businesses, don't you have, like what Michael said, young man, don't you have advisors, financial advisors? Don't you have a lawyer that looks at the contracts and tells you what to sign and what not to sign, what's good for you and what's not? But aren't those the same people that screw you over in the long run? Because what? Even in that contract, they make sure that their percentages is written out in that contract. And then when things get bad, you know, they always got their little clause that comes in that even if everything goes bad, they still get paid out. That's just like the music business. In the music business, what ends up happening all the time? What have y'all heard go on in the music business?
Besides like general exploitation, these labels will buy the masters of the artists and then hold them hostage so the artists don't leave.
Exactly. Like, it's telling you about your oppressor. It's saying that your oppressor will talk sweet with his lips. But if he gets the opportunity, he's imagining how to throw you in a pit. And what else did it say about his eyes? It says that, what is that? He will weep with his eyes, but if he finds opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. What you got, you thumb? Come on.
If I could, that sounds like the politicians today.
Brother, you own it. You own it right there, brother.
And, you know, they promise you things if you vote for them and you pass a certain bill for them. But like you said, it always comes with a clause at the end.
Always. Always, really. Hey, they know for a fact where to put the small letters. Keep reading. Let's go to verse 17. What does verse 17 say? We're gonna go all the way to 18. What is verse 17?
Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
What does it say? Through adversity, you will find who there first?
Your enemy there first.
Why is your enemy there first when it's through the times of adversity?
He wants to see you suffer.
He wants to see you suffer. And not only does he want to see you suffer, he wants to see that you fall and you fail because he's waiting on the opportunity to take your place. That happens so much when it comes down to land, businesses, money, gambling. It happens so much. Relationships. Like, This is not a coincidence, man. What does verse 18 say?
He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance.
Look, your enemy is looking at you like, hey, boy, hey, I told you, he'll never do. That's what your enemy is looking at you like. He's looking at you like, man, I knew. Look, man. Understand, your enemies is placing bets on you. Your enemies is placing bets on how you can be destroyed. We got to start separating ourselves from our enemies. We got to understand that we were given these laws, statutes, and commandments, and us being given these laws, statutes, and commandments, those things were for us to be great. The wisdom is these laws, statutes, and commandments. The way that you're supposed to walk and talk are through these laws, statutes, and commandments. And if we will follow them, loving your neighbor as yourself, sitting here not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, not treating each other like crap, learning that if you have a grievance, you go to him and him alone and have a conversation. And if y'all can't come to an understanding, getting counsel. Like, those things are what keeps us above these other nations. The brotherhood and sisterhood and how much we fight to keep that. What you got, your thumb?
What you saying, sir, is so heavy because just like the enemy is confederate against we need to come together and be a confederate against them.
Exactly.
We have to come together. They're coming together because they know who we are.
Exactly.
So we need to come together because we know who they are.
Exactly, brother. That's why the Bible said, gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired.
Right.
They're confederate against thee because they are finding new ways to destroy us. You know what we got to learn how to do? We got to come together. And we ain't got to worry about destroying them. We have to worry about ourselves. Take our resources away from your oppressor. Learn who you are. Learn how to be content with what you have because you could have less. And as much as you're building on this earth, understand your oppressor is finding new ways to take what you're building. Stop building so much in this world because you're never going to get to really see it and love it and live in it because your oppressor runs this world. He's going to find new ways to take it or destroy it, like they did Black Wall Street. And with that, we're going to say imagine, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then to the sisters, men of Israel. Imagine, SHABATH. Imagine. Barak. YAHANNA, SHABATH. YAHANNA, Sar, which means to face the sisters. Sister, imagine, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Imagine, SHABATH. Imagine. Barak. YAHANNA, SHABATH. YAHANNA, class dismissed.